Boxer and UFC fighter has died after being shot outside of his home in South LA's Gramercy Park neighborhood. Happened yesterday just before 5 p.m. Police say Malik Birdsong was with his girlfriend outside the home on 87th Street near Denker Avenue when suspects in a vehicle pulled up and shot him. Birdsong ran toward his home and two of the suspects followed, shooting him 7 times before leaving. They drove off in a dark-colored SUV. Birdsong was taken to the hospital where he died. The investigation is ongoing.
I'm from South Central Los Angeles, and I train the Sweet Signs Boxing Gym in Hawthorne.
There are a lot of good quality fighters that fight out of South Central. What does it mean to you to represent that?
It mean a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming from where I come from. You feel me? Like we got people doing stuff, but it ain't a whole lot of people where I'm from that really do something with themselves. A lot of us get killed to go to jail, you know what I'm saying? Well, my circle where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be doing this is like everything to me.
There we go! Let's go!
That's how it happened.
So literally, you're like the perfect example of what everybody in life hits a crossroads, right? You can go right, you can go left. And you went right. Tell us what do you think the difference of you going this way, where do you think you'd be if you chose the other path?
Well, I already know that answer. Like I said, I come from the streets, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no angel. So basically, long story short, even the house I live in right now, my neighbors, they wouldn't talk to me. They'll tell their kids to stay away from me. And I'm young at this time. I'm 16, 17, 18. And every time their kids would come try to holler at me, they like, nah, like get away from this dude. Stay away from him. So now, today, you get me? All them same people that tried to stay away from me, they love me and they support me. So it's like doing positive and doing good is always better than doing bad. You're not gonna get the respect you think. You think you're getting respect, but people really don't like you. But when you're doing some shit like this, they gonna love you for that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna love you for that.
Malik grew up in the inner city where his neighborhood was surrounded by other rival gangs. A lot of his friends ended up getting locked up and serving a lot of time due to the streets. Malik's other friends lost their lives in the streets due to gang violence. I circled where Malik was shot and then pointed out just a few gangs that surrounded the areas where he lived. I just pointed out a few gangs, but as you can see on the map, he was surrounded by a lot of different rival gangs, even though he wasn't a member. So without stating the obvious, like yeah, obviously the red areas are Bloods. They're obviously Ops or Crips, but it gets deeper than that. So if you look where the Dove is, Gramercy Park, that's where Malik was shot. That's where, you know, he was picked up. But in his neighborhood, he's surrounded by West Side Rolling 90 neighborhood Crips. He's surrounded by West Side 8 Trey Gangsta Crips. And then look at the entire right hand side, gang. Nothing but Hoovers to the right. 7-4 Hoovers, 8 Trey Hoovers, 9 Deuce, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got the Mafia, the West Side 9-9 Mafia Crips below. You know what I'm saying? So like, where he lived was literally infested by gangs. And that's not his fault. It's been going on like that even way before his parents was born. So this is a perfect example of someone not being an affiliate, but where they live at is a gang area and it's surrounded by ops. From the way he talked and how the people in the community held him to a high regard, it seemed like Malik wasn't a gang member, even though the area where he lived was indeed gang infested. Malik tells the story about an event that happened in his life and it resulted in him fully committing to boxing.
I got in boxing, basically being in the streets, you know. I was a fighter, and all my homies, I used to beat up all my homies, and I ended up being in an anger management class, and I got in the melee with one of my boys. In our fight, turned into something it shouldn't have turned into. And long story short, Henry Tillmans, which is a gold medalist that beat Mike Tyson in the Olympics, his wife's daughter was with me. And she basically told her mama the story, and the mom was like, well, you put my daughter in danger, so either you could go to jail or you could go to the gym. So I went and met with Henry Tillman, and we chopped it up, and ever since that day, I've been in the boxing gym. You know what I'm saying? Just when I walk, I've never been to no gym before. So when I walked in the gym, it's like 3 rings. It's called The Rock in Carson. It's like 3 rings. It's popping. Somebody hit mitts over there. They sparring right there. People sizing me up. So I'm like, oh, I like this energy. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. So ever since that day, when they got me some little workout shoes, and I start fighting.
Cao técnico Malik, King Birdsong.
A local boxer shot and killed in South LA, and now the heartbroken mother of Malik, Birdsong, is speaking out as police search for the people who did it. Thanks again for joining us here on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Ellen Leyva.
And I'm David Ona. The mother of boxer Malik Birdsong says that her son was returning home for Sunday dinner when this happened.
She says that she watched gunmen execute her son just outside her home. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Starwood spoke with the grief-stricken mother.
The family of 31-year-old WBF International welterweight boxing title holder Malik Birdsong says he was training hard for an upcoming title fight next month. That is, until tragedy struck.
It's senseless. It's just senseless. It don't make sense to me.
Zanya Birdsong left traumatized after she says she witnessed gunmen execute her son Malik just outside her South LA home late yesterday afternoon, just before 5.
I don't know how to process it. I've lost, he's a triplet. I lost his other 2 brothers at birth. He survived it. It's like I'm numb.
Zanya says her son came home to join the family for Sunday dinner, and before he could even get out of his car, gunmen drove up and started firing at him. She says her son exited his vehicle and took off running, and the gunmen followed close behind him, shooting. She says her son fell to the ground on the side of her home. The gunmen stood over him and executed him. With her eyes closed, Zanya speaks to her precious boy.
I love you. I just love my baby. I love my baby. They murdered my child in front of me. In front of me. Who does that?
Police say 2 gunmen shot and killed Malik and took off in a getaway car. Police searching for the shooters and a motive. Malik's family says he was not a gang member or a troublemaker. They say his passion was boxing and helping the less fortunate.
We'll pass out food and ask homeless people, the less fortunate, what size you wear, are you hungry? And then he would sit with them and talk with them and ask them what happened.
As for the gunman who murdered her son,
I don't wish death on nobody, not even the ones who murdered him. I don't have it in my heart to wish death on nobody. That's not me.
A title-holding professional boxer was killed in a shooting in South Los Angeles over the weekend, according to authorities. Police identified the victim as 31-year-old Malik Birdsong, known as King Mylik, the reigning World Boxing Foundation International welterweight champion. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, Birdsong was standing outside on 87th Street just before 5 p.m. Sunday when 2 men approached in a vehicle and shot at him. Birdsong ran away, and the suspects got out of the car and chased him on foot while continuing to shoot at him, police said. Malik would be shot 7 times in his torso, then the men would flee. The 2 men fled in the vehicle while Birdsong was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. No suspect or vehicle information is available at this time. Birdsong debuted in 2017 and had a professional boxing record of 15 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, with 10 knockouts. He defeated Jerry Bradford for the World Boxing Foundation welterweight championship title in March. His next fight had been scheduled for October 26 against Armenian boxer Gor Yeritsyan at the Hollywood Fight Nights events.
Yeah, and with developing news, a young boxer who was an inspiration to those who knew him was gunned down yesterday in front of his family in South L.A. Fox 11's Hal Eisner, he's live with what his relatives are saying tonight. Hal?
Yeah, it's been a very sad day here in the South L.A. neighborhood. This is where Malik Birdsong was shot and killed yesterday in the very neighborhood where he grew up.
I'm totally heartbroken. Because they did it in front of me.
Victor Taylor, Malik Birdsong's stepdad, grieving over the murder of his stepson.
They assassinated my son in front of me.
Malik's mom describing what she and Victor saw as two young men pulled up to the house.
So he just said, "What's up, bro?" And then they pulled out these guns. He took one shot to the shoulder first.
She says Malik's girlfriend was threatened, and then Malik got up and ran down the driveway.
And they both stood up over him with a Uzi and just, but he told me, "I don't bang."
Police say he was shot several times, died at a local hospital, and they're still looking for the suspects who the family describes as young.
15, 20.
Younger than Malik.
Baby's killing my baby.
Through the tears, they remember the 31-year-old who they say was a great young man.
He ended up being a strong young man, and everybody loved him, and I'm super proud of him.
Super proud, not only because he had such successes in boxing, recently won a welterweight championship, but did so much for others.
He found a bag with jewelry and about $100,000 cash, and the man dropped it, and Malik returned it to him.
To me, he was outstanding. He was outstanding, and he made me proud. He made me proud to be his mom.
His mother says Malik was a triplet. The other two babies, she says, didn't survive. She even says doctors recommended Malik be aborted at 5 months because it didn't look like he was going to survive. But he worked out, became strong, learned to box, and did some training at this South LA gym.
Good kid, came here, very respectful, disciplined, committed to what he wanted to.
Back at the family home.
I just want justice. You know, I want those that's responsible for it to be held accountable. That's all.
Those two shooters that were responsible here are still on the loose. Police say if you have any information at all, call the LAPD.
From the way he was chased down and shot 7 times, this was 100% a targeted attack. Whoever did this wanted to make sure Malik was taken out. You're not going to randomly pull up into an area not knowing if you're being watched in the process of trying to run down and chase a random person for no reason. I feel that this was gang related even though Malik wasn't in a gang. A lot of times it's the company that you keep. His friends could have done something and retaliation put Malik in the crossfire. To chase Malik down and shoot him 7 times is simply diabolical. 9 times out of 10, Malik's life was way more on track than the shooters. Alright y'all, there y'all have it. That's been the sad story of professional boxer Malik Birdsong. Hey man, rest in peace to him. Condolences to the family, the community that's gonna miss him. You know, it's senseless violence, man. You know what it is, gang. Get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Hey, drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. I want to say shout out to y'all, man. We passed 31K. We on the road to 40K right now, and it's because of y'all. So, hey, I'ma keep dropping the content, man. You already know what it is. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!